Yeah, now that you've made the end result look absolutely amazing, we've got to try and get ourselves there. But I promise you, if you love coffee and you love cake, then you're going to double the love with this mouth-watering coffee cake with cappuccino frosting, baby, just in time for the weekend. And I ain't going to do this alone because we've got 2 working stations here that we're going to get into, and of course we are heroing delicious coffee. So step in here, Mr. Riley Pants, my friend.
Oh, yes. Are we finishing this thing?
No, you sold us down the river, dude. Now we've got to make our end product look as good as that picture. But we are heroing. We've got someone in our corner who's going to help us out. So we're using our JACOBS Kronen, which is their freeze-dried. And by freeze-dried, they capture the coffee at its premium quality, taste and everything, all locked in, and a nice punch, and we love that. And I think for us, we wanted to add just an X factor, if you will, and our secret weapon. We are using one, and you can maybe use more, sachets of our vanilla cappuccino, courtesy of JACOBS. Now, this is absolutely beautiful. It's heaven in a mug. Look at that. It's absolutely wonderful. And we are going to see if we can recreate these gorgeous cakes. So I'm going to start on my side. I'll use the spatula for now with my dry. Okay, so we've got 200 grams of flour, 200 grams of our brown sugar.
Nice,
absolutely beautiful. We've got
powder,
2 tablespoons, of our baking powder, and then we've got a bichi salt. I'm just going to mix that through.
This is standard stuff right now.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. With you.
And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the coffee until the final part of this process and add it in to create that beautiful cross-section. You see the little speckling of the coffee, bits of coffee flavor.
Bits of coffee.
So I'm not going to let it dissolve in completely. Okay, so we've got our dry sorted. Then I'm going to start on the wet, and we've got our 200 grams of our butter, which Courtney very kindly creamed for us, and we're going to start mixing that in with our egg, and then a little bit of milk. So while we do this, buddy, you are tackling the frosting, yeah?
Yeah, let's get this frosting. And this is not just any frosting. This is a cappuccino vanilla frosting. Courtesy of JACOBS, of course. And I'm going to use one of those sachets you spoke about because it's not just convenience in a sachet for when you want to have a great cuppa on the go. But
for sure.
Look at what we do with this now. So I've got some butter that's already been worked in here. I'm going to use the power tool for this one. You can use this one by hand if you'd like to. But what's going in here?
The power tool.
The power tool.
I don't know if bakers normally refer to it as that, but I like that, man. I like that. Yeah.
All right, so I've got some vanilla essence, which is going in there, and we got some icing sugar, of course, because of the icing. And then, as we just spoke about, our other hero ingredient, the cappuccino vanilla JACOBS sachet, opens up. Oh, look at that. So
with
easy,
drama,
so
in effect. If you're filming it for the talk, you need to have that flurry of powder, I say, to our behind-the-scenes camera there.
Yeah, and it smells so good already, let me tell you. I'm going to just mix this all up, and this is going to essentially get my icing on the go, and this is really going to come together. I'm not going to use the chocolate just yet. You can put some of that chocolate into the icing if you want, just to get a little bit of a chocolatey sensation. But I'd like to keep it for the end to get that drizz and get that
for sure,
this. Are you looking on your
this
side?
Is kind of theatre. Food theatre, if you will.
This is an experience. Welcome
to
man.
So I'm now adding the wet to the dry, and I'm going to just mix that guy through.
Nice.
And this is a lovely, I think, stock standard cake recipe. It's quite dense, which I like. I don't want a cake to be too light. I like to have a bit of kind of substance there. But this idea, this notion of combining these flavors, what I love about the cappuccino with the vanilla hints is their R&D team, their taste testers, their recipe makers have gone to such great lengths to get the perfect balance of coffee and vanilla. So it's not just adding coffee and adding vanilla. They've gone through an exhaustive process to find the most nuanced balance of those flavors, and you get to then inject that into your icing.
And I mean, I'm just thinking for you, this must be like another birthday day for you. Your favorites all coming together.
Exactly.
With and cake and coffee. I mean, this is the way to your heart.
I'm thinking of how we can adapt this into muffins that I can just spread out over the whole week. Okay, so this is coming together beautifully. I'm going to add our Kronen. And as opposed to the gold, which is also freeze-dried, which is great.
And that, again, is also encapsulating all that flavor into it, right?
Exactly.
All that good stuff so you don't lose it. I love that. And the fact that you're using it at the end makes me realize that you're going to get a lot of that sensation when you bite into this. A little bit of a crunch, but the good kind.
I don't know how many. I remember someone saying 1 or 3. I don't know, but I would go for 5 if you want to really get that coffee flavor. But yeah, you can see it starts to dissolve just a little bit. But that, I think, is going to give us that beautiful cross-section.
So your texture's looking good. My icing is looking absolutely magnifique.
But he starts stacking and racking, my friend.
Sorry, I got so caught up in how good this looks and tastes. Let's start stacking. So we've got 3 layers here. We're going to kind of sandwich this together, use the icing just to kind of create some sort of a glue effect. And,
I love your DIY references to baking, bro. It's just the sweetest thing, man.
And I must just say, man, the taste of this icing is out of this world.
You are, as the maker, you're allowed to taste as much as you want,
We've got to make sure that people are going to enjoy this. So as quickly as we can, look how easy this was for G and I to put an entire cake together, not just any cake. I don't know if that's upside down or not. Oh, it doesn't actually matter. And lastly, we're going to
nice. You see,
top. Yeah.
And incidentally, a lot of the bakers, they reckon when you bake a cake like this, you're going to get the rounded rise on the top. Just cut that off and turn it upside down, and you have a perfectly flat surface to work on. But that's looking beautiful, my man.
Almost there, and then you can come in with your drizz. Wow. Brum, brum, brum. Look at that.
Oh, buddy, I don't know if they gave us a knife to cut this final beautiful dish, but I think you need to got us a little slice.
This one's for you, for your love of all things beautiful and all things great when it comes to coffee and, of course, cake too. This one is
we are here for that. If you want to take your love of Jacobs coffee to an entirely new height, in fact, 3 layers of height, then this is the way to do it. Find the full recipe on expressoshow.com. All we need is proof that you made it. We want to see the videos, and if you missed any of those steps, this is how you create it.
Yum!
Oh,
whoa. Whoa!
Oh, my goodness.
Huh? Okay.
Making a cappuccino with thick creamy froth is now impressively easy.